Well, good morning. I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. Browns fans, this is a punch to the gut. Brand new news, breaking news, in an exclusive statement to NFL insider Ian Rappaport that the Defensive Player of the Year, one of Cleveland's favorites, Myles Garrett, has asked for a trade from the Browns. In the statement saying he wants to win a Super Bowl, it's clear by this request for a trade he does not think the Browns are anywhere near that level. Even with the upcoming draft, the Browns loaded with draft picks, Myles Garrett clearly sees this as a rebuilding process, a process that he's already been through once and does not want to go through again. You have to question how many years he has left at his high-level performing, the destruction that he can create on the football field. And now apparently he too wants to take those talents out of the Cleveland area. Here is the tweet from Ian Rappaport that includes this statement, sort of a letter from Myles Garrett. The letter reads, "As a kid dreaming in the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl, and that goal fuels me today more than ever. My love for the community of Northeast Ohio and the incredible fan base of the Cleveland Browns has made this one of the toughest decisions of my life. These past 8 years have shaped me into the man that I am today." The statement from Garrett goes on to say, while I've loved calling this city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I have requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. This is for sure a punch to the gut. There is even a sort of a slap in the face of Andrew Berry, the GM of the Cleveland Browns. When you read that sentence, the goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. That is a direct shot at Andrew Berry, who in the week after the end of the season, when questions came up about the future of Myles Garrett, he has 1 year left on his contract here and then will become a free agent. Andrew Berry said, "Oh, we hope he's going to stay here. We think that Myles Garrett will go from Cleveland to Canton," and that was the plan for Myles Garrett. He does not want to stay here, clearly. Does not think this is a team that can compete or even come close to winning a Super Bowl is the goal. Myles said that it has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. The Cleveland Browns are clearly in disarray. The quarterback situation with Deshaun Watson may go down as the worst trade in sports history. And with his second injury, doesn't even know if he's going to play next year, who's going to be taking the snaps. You think back to players in the past that have spent their entire careers here in Cleveland with little to nothing to show for it. The first name that comes to the top of almost every Browns fan's head would be Joe Thomas. Here's a Hall of Famer. He's already been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he never even made it to the playoffs as a player for the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett seeing that, saying that the Hall of Fame is not good enough. Myles Garrett is almost assuredly going to be a Hall of Fame player, but saying that that is not enough for him, that from Cleveland to Canton is not enough. He wants to win a Super Bowl and does not feel that he can get that done here in Cleveland. Again, what a punch to the gut, and what this does to that defense, what this does to the organization, what it does to the fan base, just throws the Cleveland Browns into an even bigger tailspin than they even came off after that miserable, miserable season. We're going to have a complete wrap-up of this coming up in our noon broadcast on Channel 19. Of course, reaction is going to be wide throughout the city of Cleveland. We'll make sure, I believe we've got Harry Boomer already on that aspect of it. What are Browns fans going to say as a thunderbolt has just been sent down through the fan base? Myles Garrett requesting a trade from the Cleveland Browns, even though he's got 1 year left on his contract, and then becomes a free agent. If anything, what this does is it may help out the Browns this much in that if you do this now, you might be able to get quite a bit for Myles Garrett. You might be able to go to a team who's willing to give up maybe a first-round pick and then maybe some other picks for the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. It is no secret what Myles Garrett can do to an offense when you unleash him on that D-line and let him just have all at it towards a quarterback. But now you can at least get something for him before he gets to the end of this contract and then just leaves outright and you get nothing for him. So again, if you're just joining us, the unfortunate news, here is the tweet from Ian Rappaport saying that this is an exclusive statement that Myles Garrett's team or Myles Garrett himself sent to Ian Rappaport. You can read that bottom line. With that in mind, I have requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. And so the carousel of misery continues to spin in the city of Cleveland. We're going to wrap this up. If we have anything else, if any of this breaks, or if we see Myles perhaps wanting to come out and make a statement, if the Browns make a statement of their own as a reaction to this, we'll make sure we get that to you online and on our news. Again, our 11 o'clock news is underway and our noon news coming up in half an hour on Channel 19. We'll have the very latest. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon, Browns fan.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and